William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com. Back in October, we did a list of the first-year head coaches that we were most excited to watch in the country this season, taking over different levels of programs. And now that we're about two-thirds of the way through the regular season of college basketball, I think it's about time that we're ready to look back on this list and see how the teams are doing. So we start with Shaka Smart at Texas. Now, what can you say? I mean, this team is not havoc. It's not built for havoc. But neither was Shaka Smart's Final Four team at VCU. He has done a tremendous job of adjusting his philosophies, his systems to the talent on hand. And what I think you see most in Texas is a team that is, and this is cliche, but it's a team that has taken on the personality of its head coach. They fight. They're incredibly physical. They're incredibly active. They're lively. They're obviously, as Shaka Smart likes to say, waking up the space on a daily basis. Texas, I wouldn't even say is overachieving, but they're achieving what we've been waiting for them to achieve for a couple of years now, and that's to play with some passion. That's to play with some organization. They're doing that under Coach Smart this year. Upsetting teams, I called them the preseason. This was going to be a team that knocked off some guys in Austin, and they have done just that. So what a job that he has done. You look at Steve Prohm at Iowa State, a lot of mixed results. This was a preseason top 5 team, a team that many thought could challenge for the Big 12, challenge for a national title, and they're not there yet. They can knock off Oklahoma at home. Then they follow up that with a loss to West Virginia at home. I mean, this is a team that is, in my opinion, dealt with a lot. I mean, you look at Naz Long obviously being out, but there's too much talent on this team for them to be this inconsistent. And there's too many veterans on this team for them to be inconsistent. Kind of has me concerned about Steve Prohm in Ames because this was a year where he could step in right away and get some traction. With the Iowa State fans, though, it doesn't look like that's happening just yet. Will Wade is having a lot of success at VCU following up for Coach Smart. People thought this might be a down year for the Rams, and yet they're sitting in first place atop the A-10. That's great news for him. I think you look at a guy like Bobby Hurley at Arizona State, a lot of mixed results. The Sun Devils have been incredibly physical. They've played above their head in a number of games this year, but they're still sitting just right above the cellar in the Pac-12. This really had to be a big year for him. Because he had to establish himself in the conference. He had to establish his program. This is a year in the Pac-12 where everything is up for grabs, and Arizona State looks like they're going to miss out. That's a big missed opportunity for Arizona State and Coach Bobby Hurley.